What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another video. Today we're going to talk about some more Dexter Resurrection set picks as we have our first look at Neil Patrick Harris. If you kept up here in the last few weeks, this last week anyways, they announced that Neil Patrick Harris will be joining the cast of Dexter Resurrection as the part of Lowell. Now, we don't know anything about him. We don't have any character description or anything like that, but we do have our first set picks, and he's sporting a look that's very different from what we've seen before. From all the years that he did How I Met Your Mother and just kind of his day-to-day look, it's very different from what we've seen. And so we're going to jump into it, talk about these pictures, talk about the possible relationship between Dexter and now Mia, and we have Peter Dinklage coming in to play the billionaire that I can't remember the name of at the moment. But we have all of these people coming in to be a part of this next installment of the Dexter series. And there's just it seems like there's just a lot going on. Just the story that they're trying to tell, just the time placement too. I want to talk about that a little bit because we have some other stuff kind of pointing at the time period that's where it takes place as far as after the events of New Blood, between being picked up and rushed to the hospital and everything. But in these first couple of pictures, we have Neil Patrick Harris. I don't think he's actually filming during these pictures. He's just kind of, hanging out, walking around New York and everything, walking down the streets. But we have this picture of him, this first one I'll throw up here. He is, with this long, darker hair and just, not the look that we've seen him with for many years at this point. And it's just very different from what we've seen him, and it's a new look for him. So it's kind of odd to see him with this new look, because if we jump into this next picture, we got kind of a more full body shot of him. The coat's probably just something he's wearing in between takes and everything, but he's very darkly dressed and just kind of scruffy looking, and just something that we've not seen him with recently anyways, because as I mentioned, he spent so many years as Barney Stinson with the How I Met Your Mother series. Very clean cut, very short hair, his natural hair color, which is kind of that dirty blonde look. And it's just a different look that he's got going for himself, because if we jump to the next one, we have him and Michael C. Hall hanging out on set, and side by side comparison, they look pretty similar. So could this be someone that is maybe familiar with Dexter and his work, and with Dexter kind of out there on the run after the events of New Blood, and just the time jumps, or just maybe the lack of time jump, but they just look very similar. So is this a situation where maybe Michael C. Hall is being kind of idolized by Neil Patrick Harris's character, where Lowell's coming in, he's followed Dexter over the years, or he followed the Bay Harbor Butcher, and then with the reveal of him, being the Bay Harbor Butcher, that he develops kind of this fascination with Dexter and wants to be like him and wants to look like him. And so there's a lot of different angles I think they could work with. But I'm not sure with this particular picture that they're actually sharing a scene. But I think they're just walking down the street in between takes and whatnot. So I don't know how much they will actually have contact within the series, where their characters will lie, because there's this theory too that his character maybe is someone that Kristen Ritter's character has run into in the past, and maybe she is out to get him, or he's out to get her, just what's going on there, and maybe Dexter and Mia team up to take him out. So there's a lot of different things, and so I'm wondering, just what they're trying to do, what story they're trying to tell and everything. But I'm really excited to see what type of character Neil Patrick Harris is coming into play, because being someone that basically grew up with him, with Doogie Howser way back in the late 80s, early 90s, and then How I Met Your Mother, and just the other various projects that he's been a part of the years that kind of were around, I guess, my formative years and whatnot. But to see him come in, I'm very excited to see that he's been added to the cast, and just what he'll put into the show and everything, what his character will be like, because we have a couple more pictures, but they're not really too different from these first couple, but just more shots of him and Michael C. Hall on set walking together, and you got this side by side comparison, and just this may be completely off base. This may just be coincidence. This is just the type of character that Neil Patrick Harris is coming into play, but it just seems like he's wanting to look like him in a way, but again, could be completely off base or whatever, because we just have a handful of other pictures, and just their dressing is kind of similar but kind of not. So I'm just very excited to see what the story's going to be within this next series, because of the things that happen in New Blood, because of the things that I guess in some ways have yet to be resolved, with Angel Batista coming in to see how he's going to interact with Dexter if he gets that chance, if they're going to share the screen together, or just what's going on there. And then kind of going on my other talking point that I wanted to touch on was the time frame. Now, there's a lot of people wondering, what's the time frame here? Is there going to be a large time jump between the time that Dexter gets shot, the time he's picked up, and where he kind of needs to get better after being shot basically point blank in the chest? The fact that he's alive is a miracle in itself, but where does that timeline kind of lay? And I have some pictures. I don't have them right here, but I will throw them up, where we have Uma Thurman's character. They're driving down the street, and she has a parking pass on the windshield of her car, and it shows it being kind of, I want to say, in that December of 22. So it's not too long after the events of everything that happened in New Blood. So he recovers pretty freaking quickly, considering the injury that he sustained taking a bullet to the chest. So I'm just excited to see just what all that will entail. What's he going to do to recover? What's the things that he's going to do to escape, considering that he's basically been found out by Angela in the New Blood series, and how he will reconnect with Harrison, and just there's a lot of things I'm excited to see in this next series and just how it all plays out. But anyways, guys, that's just my next Dexter video I wanted to drop with you, talk about these pictures of Neil Patrick Harris, talk about the time frame, and just we're counting down. We're supposed to get it here in the next few months. I don't think we have an exact premiere date yet because they are actively filming, but they have been filming for almost a couple of months now, I would say. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment, consider subscribing, come back for more Dexter videos, and I will see you next time. So take care. Bye.